Welcome to the MC Report, episode number 11. Aaden is 11-11. We got triple 11s here to start out the episode. I got a game on Aaden this week, but you know Aaden's still in the lead by 2 games, but I'm closing in the gap. I think the big difference, I can't speak words. This is a great start. The big difference here, 2-6 in college basketball for Aaden. Rough start. I did pretty bad in NHL at 2-4. I picked the Flyers. That was the big one. So, and obviously no college football games, but we do have one later on. So I'm guessing you know what that is if you're watching this video. But we're going to start with the NFL. Technically, the day we recorded this did not happen yet, so we do have to talk about it. 2 eliminated teams. Pittsburgh's terrible. I think Baltimore would have stood a better chance, obviously, because, Rodgers, they had 2 defensive touchdowns. So, that's basically all I need to say. Houston didn't even look really that impressive. They just kind of play with their food, and then they just decided, all right, we might as well just win the game, I guess. Yeah. So, I would have rather seen Pittsburgh win this game. I just didn't think they would, and they didn't. They got, I wouldn't say blown out, despite the score, but, first 3 quarters were boring. 4th quarter was a blowout. So, not a very exciting game. And then we move into the divisional round. I'll start. This is probably the most controversial game on this entire slideshow. A lot of people disagree with me, and I'm going to stick to this opinion. I think Josh Allen's the reason they lost. He had 4 turnovers, 2 picks, 2 fumbles, and a partridge in a pear tree, in the words of Aaden. If he also, another thing, the Dawson Knox play at the end of the game, he completes that pass, this doesn't even go to overtime. Buffalo scores a touchdown, and the game is over. I think this loss is completely on Josh. It got Sean McDermott fired, which is not a good fire, because I don't think there's anybody better on the market. If maybe a Harbaugh was there, maybe I'd understand it, but he's not. Bo Nix is out now, so we got Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship. I think you know who I'm picking for the AFC Championship. So, unless he... Yeah, this is the one time. If the Patriots finally lose to a team they should not lose to, that'd be so indicative of their season. Anyway, this game was the best game in the entirety of the divisional, although there were some great games. It's just that Rams-Bears comes to mind. But, going into overtime, I think this game completely on Allen. There's obviously the Brandon Cooks play. Did he catch it? Did he not? I personally think it was not a catch.
I will agree with you on that.
But this you'll talk. You'll get your okay. Now you're not getting. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this game I gotta be honest. I think it's on Josh because obviously the defense should not let up 33 points. But also one of his picks was made. It got into Denver's red zone. The other one was they were going to be at Buffalo 40. You take those 2 picks away, I think Denver has maybe 20 points. You could say 17. The big one was at the end of the half pick led to the field goal. They don't get that. Buffalo's probably in the championship. So, yeah, I would have rather seen Buffalo, New England. But obviously the big story, Denver won, but Bo Nix is out. So does Jared Stidham bring in his inner Nick Foles? But we're going to let Aaden take it over. Denver, an overtime victory over the Bills.
This game, it was a great game. Don't get it twisted. Right here. First playoff game with no winner. I think the Broncos lost because they lost their dare I say after this game, superstar quarterback. Bo Nix played great. Now, yes, Josh Allen did lose this game for the Bills in some degree. Yes, he had 4 turnovers, but he also put up 20 in the second half, which, have to lead a good offense. You got to give him credit. This Broncos team, I've not felt as bad for a team injury-wise that isn't obviously the Packers in a while. Because I truly thought this team was going to beat New England. This was my pick to go to Super Bowl.
I'll be honest. I'm going to pick New England. If they have Bo Nix, I think I'm taking Denver.
Oh, absolutely. You saw the way he played. 26 for 46, 280, 3 tuds, 1 pick.
And the pick wasn't really.
No, but there's been so many good games this year.
Yeah.
We got to do a top 10.
Top 10 games of the year.
Coming up with ideas. But
It'd have to be a separate video.
Yeah, but great game. Not great game. This team, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, what was this for? The definition belt to ass, if you were to look it up, this game would pop up. Rashid Shaheed scored a kick return touchdown on the opening play. They didn't need to score anymore, and they put up 34 more points. I mean, this team's going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to smoke. Not smoke. It's going to be a good game. They're not smoking the Rams. I don't know. This team's the best team in football, without a shadow of a doubt. They are the team to beat. Kolstin, your thoughts?
I will take over here. I think the main thing I want to point out is that Sam Darnold, I said this at the beginning of the playoffs, and I'll say it again. He doesn't need to even play great. He just needs to play the part, which was, 12 yards per pass, 12 for 17. I mean, exactly. I think this Seahawks team is so talented. You don't need to be that superstar quarterback to make it to, obviously, the NFC Championship because they're already there, but even to the Super Bowl because this defense is showing shades of the Legion of Boom. I'm not saying they're better than the Legion of Boom because they're not, but they're pretty good. You let up 6 points against the Niners.
If this team would win the Super Bowl, who would win MVP?
That's a very good question. I actually don't know, but I think probably JSN, yeah. But I think that the big winner of this game, and you can't say it's to a degree, is Kenneth Walker. Obviously, you don't want to see Charbonnet go down because that 1-2 punch is very good. But he broke out, in my personal opinion, 3 touchdowns, over 100 scrimmage yards. Obviously, you didn't even need that because the opening play was more points than the Niners the entire game. But, even just getting that is, big enough, and the Niners stood no chance. Let's be so for real. They had so many injuries. I think if they have George Kittle, maybe this could have been interesting. But with how Seattle played... yeah, I think if you were to put maybe like the 2000 Ravens, that's about as close. You were going to get a dog fight if that were to happen, but they did not get that. So, yeah. But, the Seahawks team is dominant, and we'll talk about the NFC Championship. This game also sucked. This game is actually, in my opinion, worse than the Seattle game, because at least in the Seattle game, there was, impressive plays. It was there was an entertainment value to it because Seattle played so well. Yeah, he was literally the worst quarterback I think I've seen in the entirety of the playoffs. You can't throw 4 picks. I don't care if it's the Patriots defense. We didn't play this bad against the Patriots. So, yeah, we did not. I think the Chargers would have stood a better chance if we played again than if the Texans played because this was pitiful by the Texans. Obviously, we both picked the Texans to win. That was stupid because that was awful. I still believe Drake May is a fraud. I don't care if he's in the championship. His playoff schedule has been the Chargers without their offensive tackles. CJ Stroud. That's all I need to say. CJ Stroud. And Jared Stidham. Yeah, if he makes it to the Super Bowl, he's going to lose by 35. Unless they put up 4 picks again. This game was not a bad game by... Yeah, this game... I think May didn't really... It hasn't really played bad. I just think he hasn't played good, at all. There's no shot he's MVP. If he's MVP, they got it wrong. I think Stafford should get it. But speaking of Stafford, another OT game, absolute cinema. I would like to say Caleb Williams outplayed Matthew Stafford, and I know it looks... I don't care. I think that, obviously... That's a lie. That's a complete lie. I've had way worse takes. No, he's not. The only... I think this game went back and forth the entire way. It was a defensive battle in Chicago, something that the Green Bay Packers could not do because, then they went up, then they went down. So, but I think the Rams... I think Stafford in the playoffs has not played up to par with the regular season, which you need to play up to par if you want to beat Seattle. So that's what scares me. I think Caleb, that's your first year under a head coach. you're not even supposed to be this good. I mean, I had them at like 7-10, so because they're the Bears. Usually beforehand they would go like 7-10, have all the hype, then they would go 7-10 again. Yeah, they would do their Bears thing. But this season, I think a massive success. Obviously, you could have beat the Rams, put yourself in the NFC Championship. Can't believe I'm saying that in 2026. But I think this game, the Rams just. There was too many stops. I think that's what came down to it. Both teams made the crucial stops. It's just when it came down to it, Devontae Adams is clutch. That's who the clutch factor was, because the catch on the sideline is I think the number one thing I can think of. He was just playing fantastic. I think honestly that pick was somewhat. It was like 50-50. It was somewhat on Caleb, somewhat not, because the receiver ran a wrong route. And as a quarterback, can't really do much about that. Now, also, that was a fantastic pick by Cameron Curl. That was it looked a little Mahomes Burrow-esque. But if the Rams want to win next week, Stafford needs to go back to his 5 touchdowns, 1 pick kind of play, because they're not beating Seattle with this type of play. There's a difference between Chicago and Seattle. But yeah, really. Seattle's up here. Everybody else is like here. But I alluded to it earlier. This alone is what's going to make me pick the Patriots. They don't have their starting running back. They don't have their starting quarterback. Their top. Yeah, Yeah, I guess I was. I didn't even see that, but. Yeah, if there was a bet you were to smash, it would be this one, because the Patriots might win this by 31. Maybe Jared Stidham proves me wrong. Maybe Jared Stidham is the next Nick Foles. I would not bet your money on it. Now, I would like to say the one team Nick Foles did well against was the New England Patriots. But no, just no. Yeah, I don't care. Nick Foles, love you, buddy, but you were a one-time occurrence. Yeah, I just absolutely not. As much as I hate the Patriots, as much as I think they've had an easy schedule, A, they're undefeated at home, and B,
That's actually away,
or away. Sorry, yeah, they're undefeated away, and B, they're playing the Broncos' backup running back and quarterback. I cannot just. I know I already circled them. I'm circling them again. That's how much they're gonna win. Yeah, I think Denver, there's a lot of people who write Denver off more than they should. I think Denver still has a chance to win this game, but I would not put my life on the line to put money on Denver to win this game. So, Patriots by 30. That's my prediction. If it's not by 30, it's Broncos by 3. Let's be it's going to end like 17-14 Broncos or 38-14 Patriots. That's what's going to be the difference. The only reason I could see this maybe being a big game is if there's wind, but I don't think there's supposed to be wind. So, give me the Patriots. I have a feeling I know who you're going to pick. Don't glaze too hard. All right. Patriots Broncos. It's 2013 all over again. Who you got?
Now here we got a pretty nice game. 2 of the best teams in the AFC, proving why they're here. And the MVP is going to prove why he's the MVP on Sunday evening. Give me the Patriots. Same reason as Kolstin said. This game is going to be closer than people think. This team didn't impress me all that much, but Jared Stidham starting. Call him Jared Stidham. I'm hilarious. I know. Hold your laughter. It's okay. We got a show to talk about. I just don't trust this team enough to the point where I think I can confidently pick them to win a football game. But it's going to be close. It's defense. No joke. No joke. We're going to have a good, nice game. Where's the slide thing?
Oh, you went backwards.
I went from slide 7 to 6 back to 7. NFC West rubber match. Game 3 between these two teams. Who do you have the NFC West? Matthew Stafford's been playing at an MVP level. This defense is looking like the best in the league. It is the best in the league. 6:30 on Fox. Who do you got? I got the Seattle. I changed the marker and it didn't. I just think this team. There we go. I think this team is too good to doubt, especially with how they just played. You know, people say, oh, rest is rust. Rest is rust. Rest is taking off the belt and putting belt to ass. I can't bet against Seattle with how they've been playing. Kolstin, I think you're going to go with the same thing.
I would like to say before I make my pick, the last 2 games these two teams have played, it's been the total points the Rams have led by 1. They have 1 more total yard.
Yeah, I saw that.
First of all, that's amazing because
Nice
I think it's gonna come down to who is the better quarterback. Obviously, I think the Rams' defense is a lot worse than Seattle's because this is number 1 versus like number 8. No disrespect to the Rams, but yeah, but I think it's gonna come down to does Sam Darnold, excuse my French, shit his pants because. I mean, we've already seen it once. He didn't play a big role, but he didn't play bad against the Niners. But last year, if you remember, Minnesota didn't end too well. So, obviously, against this exact same team, I think, and I'm going to be honest, I think this is going to probably go to overtime, but I'm still taking the Rams. I think that it's going to come down to quarterback play. Stafford has more experience. I mean, you could see 46 touchdowns to 8 picks. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. And I think Kyron Williams has also been playing he's super underrated because he's been playing great. Obviously, I mean, over 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. I think this you could say I was going to get you could say I was going to get to that. Obviously, Walker has been heating up. There's no Charbonnet to hold him back. I think this is going to prove, does Walker play well against a great run defense? Pass defense for the Rams, not great, but the run defense is good. But I think this game come down to also the turnover margin. I know we say that about every game, but Sam Darnold, 14 interceptions, one of the most in the league despite being 14-3. It just comes down to turnover margin and quarterback play. Who is going out on top? I would rather take the veteran than somebody who's already been here and not been able to capitalize. Aaden would like the mic again.
I'm not gonna come into frames for Kolstin. You just sit there and look pretty. Another reason why I'm picking Seattle. LA's cornerback room has been banged up. JSN's on the other team. The guy's gonna win the offensive player of the year. And I feel like I think Puka's gonna get locked down by Witherspoon. That's just me giving out my opinion. I don't be shocked if Puka underperforms. Don't be shocked if JSN overperforms. But don't be shocked if it's still a game-winning field goal and overtime thriller. Kolstin, what's the next slide? What's the next slide? We got the national championship with Stephen A's big-ass nose. Kolstin, since you're up there, you go first.
You're going to make us demonetized with the amount of times you're swearing. The line...
Excuse my friend.
I think this line is understandable. I think Indiana has played fantastic. I think this is the best team in the nation going against the underdog story. Are you serious? Absolutely not. This Indiana team looks way too good. Kirk Cignetti is the best. This is the new Nick Saban if he wins this. I love Miami. I said that at the very beginning of the playoffs. If they beat A&M, I think that's the toughest team they will play. I was wrong. They played Ohio State. But still. Yeah, I did not know the bracket at the time. Yeah, really. But I think this Miami team... I said they had a chance to go to the Natty with such a great defense. It's going to come down to, can Carson Beck stay up with Mendoza? Not quarterback play, mind you. Can Carson Beck play up to Mendoza's level? And I don't think he can. I think at Georgia, he already had, a lot of flaws. Those flaws have not been improved. He's still kind of a, game manager. You can't play like that against Indiana. I think Indiana, it's either going to be a 3-point win or it honestly could be a rehash of the Oregon game because this team is oh so good. I know we always talk about it. There's no 5 stars. There's no 4 stars. There's a 4-star, excuse me. Oh, 8. Okay, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they're number 1, 15-0. I think the closest game they've had is that Ohio State game in the Big Ten Championship, and they won. No, I would. You could make an argument, but
The best catch, a top 5 catch all year. The only reason they won that.
you can make an argument. But
A very good argument.
I'm taking Indiana. I can't bet against Indiana. They're 15-0. Want to bet against the undefeated? I mean, go right ahead. Last time that happened, the Giants won the Super Bowl. So, Aaden, in the biggest game in college football, do you got the Hurricanes or the Hoosiers?
This game's happening tonight. 7:30 on ESPN. Changing the color for my pick. And ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the U. It's all about the U to not get blown out by 20. Fernando Mendoza is the Heisman for a reason. Kurt Signetti has lost 2 games in his time in Indiana for a reason. Indiana turned around a 14th projected, or 16th out of 18 teams, projected Big Ten team. Turned them around to national title favorites in 2 seasons. This team's good. I got nothing else to say. Stephen A. Smith is scared for Miami. I see why. They got around a 68% chance of winning. Thank God it's not one less. It would have been a travesty. But it's all about the Hoosiers and the 6-6-6ers. You put up 50 in the first quarter, you're going to win. That's all I got to say. Slaw, thoughts?
Yeah, I was very pleased with the Sixers in this game because I felt like you needed to bounce back. We lost a heartbreaker to the Raptors. I'm going to get rid of your ink here. They lost a heartbreaker to the Raptors in the first game, and then they came back and won 13 the next night. I think that's very impressive considering the fact you're supposed to have less momentum heading into this game. But they played great. I think they outplayed them in every quarter. Besides I guess they outplayed them. They outplayed them enough in the first half to where it didn't matter in the second half. They played good enough. So I think it's a very important win because the Raptors are a great team. The Sixers did not choke a game. Also, Embiid, 27 points. Embiid is back. Thank the Lord. There was a reason why I picked the Cavs twice. This was pathetic. That's all I really have to say. Yeah. Yeah, this Cavs team is obviously good, but they are not. You should lose by
25.
Yeah, lose by, let's 26 actually. Good.
Oh, please forgive me.
Embiid went back to his old ways of a negative 18 plus minus. Yeah.
He had 20. What did he do? Oh, this guy sucks. He had 20 points. He led our team. How dare he?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but but I think the Cavs are a much better team. They showed it the next night.
We should have won
This game, also very controversial. Not as controversial as, the Bills game. But I think this game, Philly must have went up in flames. Philly lost. Yeah, a lot of Philly teams lost. Sixers lost. Flyers lost. And Eagles lost. And Jesus, they might be on fire right now. Anyway,
Pray to God they don't have a soccer team.
yeah, really. But this game, once again, the fourth quarter, the Sixers just can't get it done. Outscored by 9. Controversial, penalties at the end. But, what are you going to do when you just... Embiid had 33 minutes and 33 points, so that's pretty cool. VJ Edgecombe, what are you doing? Had more minutes and a lot less points. That's all I got to say. So, Maxey was also very off this night. He was our second highest scorer, but still, I expected more out of him. If he plays to his natural, how he's been playing, yeah, I think we win this game, but he did not. So, Embiid, good night. I feel like when Embiid plays well, we lose. I don't know about you, but no, I wouldn't say that.
Please, for the love of God, do not.
Um,
How have the Pacers... Oh, that is very misleading on the radio.
the Huff and Puff Pacers had to Philly to get blown out. That's all I got to say. They're 10-33 for a reason. They have 2 wins away. I could put that on my fingers. 2 wins away.
Unless you have one finger across.
I guess, but obviously, we only won by 10 in a game in which we were tied heading into the fourth against the Pacers, so that wasn't very fun. But yes, that is how math works. But I mean, we should not lose to the Pacers. That's all I gotta say. We just shouldn't. There's a reason why the spread's 8.5. So that's
pretty high for a basketball.
that is pretty high for a basketball game, in the words of Aaden, because he just said that. But I'm gonna. We're gonna hand it off to Aaden. If you don't pick the Sixers, I'd be shocked. Pacers, Sixers, 7:00. Nobody's watching this game. The Natty's on. Let's be so for real.
If you watch this game, please get help. My phone number is blah, blah, blah. Call me. Because if you watch this game, you are either addicted to the Sixers, addicted to sports gambling, or have no real purpose in your life. I'm sorry. That's the nicest way to say it. This team blows. This team's all right half the time. Next game. This is going to be a good game. Phoenix and Philly tomorrow on Arizona's Family 3 TV. Arizona's Family.
It's also on 2 other things. I just forget it.
The 3. You see the +3?
This is going to be a great one.
What does DD mean?
I can't see it because you're blocking. Day-to-day.
That's what I figured. I wanted to make sure. Did you say it was Diddy? God damn it. Maxi's averaging 6.7 assists a game. Philly is going to win this one. I just don't trust Phoenix. Booker's going to be off. He's going to be limited, I'd assume. If he is Diddy, day to day. Yeah. Kolstin, thoughts? Kolstin gave me the side eye of doom and despair.
Yeah, D Booker is not Diddy. He's day to day. So, I would like to clear that up before I get sued. So, obviously, I think Booker will be on a bit. He won't be on like a minute shortage, but he won't be playing 100%. This is gonna be a very good game. I'm gonna change my marker color here so you know who picked what. But I think it's gonna come down to, does Booker play up to par? Because when he plays up to par, he's really, really good. So I'm still going to take the Sixers. I think that even with Booker at full health, we are a better team on paper. If they still had like Kevin Durant, I think I'm Kevin Durant. But I think that the Suns would take this, but they don't have Kevin Durant because he likes to hop teams until he gets a ring. So but I'm going to pick the Sixers. We move on. Speaking of Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant's going to win this one. Unless obviously, these two teams, these two teams, obviously, I think they're around the same space because the Rockets have been losing a lot of games recently. But, they should not lose to the Sixers. And I like the Sixers. They should not lose to the Sixers. That's really all I got to say. I will say it's kind of a shock that Kevin Durant's shooting 51%. That's an incredibly high number, especially for averaging 26.
That's like 1 of every kill.
Aaden, who you got? Rockets, Sixers. Another home game for the Sixers.
Thank you, Kolstin, for putting the mic right up in my face. I was sure to get you back. He's Kevin Durant. You know who he is. And Kolstin, once again, we're going to agree on the picks. I just think this is just the game where you feel like the Sixers, they're going to be in it, and then they're just going to pull away later. That's my theory. Thank you, Kolstin. New York Knicks, we own these bums. These guys suck against us. So it's all about the Sixers. I made the mistake of picking them twice. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm stupid. Kolstin, who do you got? Yes.
Anyway, the Knicks. I do need to change my marker. Good comms. I think that this game will once again be a close one because despite the score, the fourth quarter has always been close heading into. The Knicks have been on a slide. They're 8-12 away. They've just been on a cold streak recently, so I cannot pick the Knicks right now. I'm really not. I also think Brunson being out, and now he may return. There's not a 100% chance, but if he does return, that's a big help because he's a top assist leader and points leader.
Like Maxey.
This is true, but I think that the Knicks on paper are a better team, but we have been playing a lot better than the Knicks recently. So that's my reasoning as to the Sixers winning.
Did we agree on everything?
I think we did agree on everything, which means, we're going to be the same record no matter what, so that's kind of weird. We move into the NHL.
Well, I did a lot better.
Yeah, I went like 2-6. It was pretty bad. Or 2-4. You went,
I went 2-6.
yeah. The Lightning are so good. That's really all I got to say about this game because the Flyers are really good. It's just the Lightning are better. This is probably the only team that could compete with the Avalanche right now. They're that good. Obviously 13 losses. They don't really go to overtime that often or a shootout because they only have 3 games that they have. But I think the Lightning are just a really good team. That's really all I got. Aaden was this close to getting the hosting position for this game.
The Pacers when I get those. We gotta do like that.
No, you didn't pick the Pacers.
I didn't pick the Penguins.
So what? We're not doing that.
Oh, boo.
This was a game that the Penguins should have lost by 4, and they went into shootout. Obviously, if the Penguins had won, he would have got the starting gig. He did not. He's on the
IR.
he's on the bench. But I think the Penguins is a very obviously it's a loss, but it's a very impressive loss considering the fact the Lightning are coming off, beating the Flyers by 4. We kind of proved it because I believe the next slide is not the Flyers-Penguins game. Okay. The Sabres absolutely own the Flyers. If I ever see the Buffalo Sabres, it's not a lifesaver. Yeah, if you ever seen if I if I ever see the Sabres play the Flyers again, I'm picking Buffalo 9 times out of 10 unless somebody's injured. So this game was very winnable for the Flyers until it wasn't because they went down 4-1 after 2 periods. So yeah, the Flyers just didn't play well. There's the Penguins game. The Flyers have just been on a bit of a cold streak. It's our state. Yeah, the Penguins have also been playing, pretty good. Obviously, they've been losing, but it's against good teams. So, and then they beat the Flyers. Yeah, so I think the Penguins, 10 games, or 18 games have went into overtime or a shootout for the Penguins. Or no, 23 games. Let me not lie to you. 23 games have went into overtime or a shootout for the Penguins. They were 5-18 in those games. That's pretty bad. Obviously,
The math is not.
yeah, I think Google's lying to us, but it's fine. But they are 5-18. I looked it up. They're pretty bad. So if they keep it in regulation, I think they can beat anyone, unless it's the Avalanche. But 2 goals in each period. That's pretty good hockey. That's all. That's yeah, that is how math works. So good win for the Penguins. They put up an NFL score. The Rangers also put up an NFL score. I don't know what's going on with the Flyers right now. I'm going to be real. They have been sucking. I should have picked the Rangers. Looking back on it, I should have picked the Rangers because I didn't think the Flyers would lose. So, no, they're definitely not. They're on a cold. They're ice cold. They're like the Pacers. So,
They're like the ice that they skate on.
sure, man. 6-3. Is that the same score? It is the same score. Ain't that neat?
I know a common factor from those games.
If the Flyers don't let up 6 goals, I think they can win these games. But I see a 6 on my screen, so that's something. Yeah.
This is proving why the Penguins blow.
Yeah, just keep it in regulation, guys, because when you make it to overtime or a shootout, you just can't win. I think the biggest loss was Brian Rust just letting go of the puck in a shootout. I don't know why he did that. He just didn't even shoot. He just kind of gave up. It's just like how the Sabres own the Flyers. The Blue Jackets own the Penguins.
We beat them the last time.
Yeah, and they still own the series 3-1. So, yes, they do. But okay. They're either 2-1 or 3-1. So, the Blue Jackets are just clutch against the actually everybody's clutch against the Penguins in overtime or a shootout. So that doesn't really say much. But a game of Penguins should have won. We could say that about so many games, but it'd be what it be. We head into next week. The last time these two teams played, once again another overtime game, 3-2 for the Kraken.
We got another Penguin loss in overtime.
If I had a nickel every time that happened, I'd have a lot of nickels. Yeah, really. Penguins are favored, understandable. This is a good one.
This is a nice game.
This is a good one, but I think when it comes down to it, the Penguins have been. I don't really know how the Kraken have been doing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I would rather take the Penguins. I like the Penguins more. That's the reasoning for this pick. Obviously, the color represents the Kraken, but I'm gonna pick the Penguins over the Seattle Kraken. Get off your phone. It's time for the pick. Penguins and the Kraken.
So we're up 2-1 against the Blue Jackets.
So I just lied. Okay.
That's why I was on my phone, if it matters. The goalie play for the Penguins has been... Skinner's been playing well.
Not elite, but well.
Not elite, but well, and he's young. We can develop him. I'll give you... Can I give my pick in about 5 hours? No, I can't? Well, I'm picking the Penguins. No reason. Yeah. I usually pick against them. Ooh, and down go the Flyers. This team's good. They're good. They're 500 at home. The Flyers are not 500 away. No, Jack Eichel's really good. I think this Golden Knights team is better than their record. I think they can take a lot of their opponents to 6 games, if not 7, no joke intended. I think they could. What? Give me Vegas. They're 1.5 goal favorites. You're going to win by 2.
Okay, bro. I think that obviously the last game, we've been talking about overtime a lot. The Golden Knights beat the Flyers in overtime. And if I can change my... That's not the color wheel. Whatever, bro. All right. Oh, I guess there's no... I was going to make it golden. Whatever. You know who I'm taking. That's the closest to gold you're getting on this show. Frown face for no gold. So, I think Vegas is just a much better team than the Flyers right now. The Flyers are on a losing streak. I saw last slide the Kraken are on a losing streak, so I think we made the right pick. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I got. There's not much logic with these picks this week. It's just the Flyers are on a losing streak. They lost last time at home. I can't see them winning this one. Yeah, this is an interesting one because I think the Mammoth are probably the most overrated team in the NHL. But I also think that the Flyers are on a losing streak. So, that's kind of interesting. You're going to know my pick as soon as I change my color. I think, as I said, the Mammoth are just kind of not they're just Obviously, I mean, they're really good at home. For some reason, Utah loves this team. Good for them. But yeah, but I think the Flyers on paper are just a much better team. You have a point. I think the Flyers can take this one very comfortably, but I think this will honestly be a good game because the Flyers have been playing down to their opponents. So, the Mammoth and the Flyers. Utah and Philadelphia, 2 edges of the same country. Who you got?
So, Vegas is farther away than Utah. So, I think Philadelphia. Is it a back-to-back?
I have no clue. No. Tomorrow's not 20. Today's the 19th, so now.
It doesn't change my pick. I'm still going to pick the Mammoth. First time we're going to disagree. I think Utah, yes, hell of goalie play. Amazing goalie play. 11-12. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong number. Kolstin, 15 people watch this show in a week. I don't think we're making any money anyway. God forbid. Vajamilki, I guess that's his name. He's been playing great. He's 23-13. If he starts, I'm going to pick the Mammoth. Philly's on a slide. I don't think they're going to pick a win up on this road trip, and they're just gonna. I think McQueen's gonna fade. I really, really want to pick Pittsburgh. I just think Calgary owns the rivalry. I'm going with the Flames. It's not even rivalry, just this matchup. They won in Pittsburgh. They're in Calgary now. Not great goalie play from either team. 2.2 goals. If Cooley steps up his game and does well, I think it's going to be a win. Not great goals per games. Karlsson will not be in this game, so I think that's going to be a difference maker. Give me the Flames. There we go.
I think that the Flames are also kind of overrated. Now, granted, they did beat us 2-1, so that's something. But I can't pick the Flames. I think the Flames are better at home than they are away. But the fact of the matter is that they have a losing record. As much as I hate the Penguins, they do not have a losing record.
You hate the Penguins?
As much as I do not hate the Penguins. So, wait, you get my point. I do like the Penguins. As much as I hate the Penguins at times, they do not have a losing record. I think Karlsson being out, I mean, he's been out for a while, but still that's kind of, a big loss. But I think that the Flames are just not as talented of a team. I said the same thing last time and we lost, so I could just be wrong again, but I'm going to pick the Penguins. Yeah, Jari has been playing really, really well, which makes me think that we should not have traded him. Now, I don't like Jari at all. I think he's trash. But he's 13-3, which is ridiculous. You get my point. 13-5 is not that bad. But Edmonton is just a better team. Connor McDavid is probably the best hockey player, period. So, yeah, this is. Yeah, I think the Penguins are going to get absolutely schwacked because this game wasn't even that close. It was 6-4, but I mean they made it. I mean it was like 6-2 at one point. So Aaden's going to agree with me. I'll give him the mic.
Edmonton's really good. You're not going to beat if you lost to a team at home by 2. You're not going to beat them on the road. I don't care how hot you are. I'm picking against the hockey teams today. Not on purpose. I think they're going to get cold. And this one's not going the Flyers' way. Avalanche are going to win this one 6-3. Again. Second best player in hockey. Clearly. I don't need to explain this win. Do you just want me to circle it for you?
Yeah, I mean, just make it
green. We never use green. Let's show some appreciation to the color green. You want reason?
I can't give you reason. I think that the Flyers. Jesus, I was gonna say the Flyers. I think the Flyers are not as good as the Avalanche. The best
That's a good analogy.
Don't worry, I got more. This is the best goalie play in the entirety of the NHL. It's like not even close. Like this would be number 1 for every other team, and he's the backup. So this is a ridiculous team. This team is gonna probably make the NHL finals.
If the Flyers win this game,
no, we're not doing it.
you.
Yeah.
They aren't winning this game.
Yeah, they're not. Definitely not. Yeah, Avalanche by 30. Yeah, Canucks suck. I mean, look at their record at home. That's my reasoning. We also beat them 5-1. So, granted, it wasn't like the first week, but they haven't gotten much better. So, the one guy, yeah, that was interesting. That was a game. That is bad.
I could do a better goal.
Obviously, I mean it's only one game, but I mean there's a reason why you only got one game, bud.
You got sent back to the AHL.
Yeah, Penguins by 5. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna preemptively change it to yellow. Okay. Okay. Here you go.
I'm actually gonna change the color back. Because the reason I have it red is because there's going to be blood all over Vancouver after the murder that's going to be this game. I once again, I don't need to give a reason other than they're playing the Canucks.
That's honestly a pretty good reason.
Thank you, Kolstin. Feel like I sense a little sarcasm in that. And college basketball is here.
You did not watch this game, did you?
Tennessee won in double overtime. You need to score more than 4 points in overtime, though. Both teams suck. Penn State's my team.
Yeah, I can tell you did not watch this game because this game was fantastic, and then we got to the first overtime, and then it was no longer fantastic. So,
Unfortunately, there was more basketball.
yeah, and unfortunate. But A&M was just kind of there. Tennessee had the lead for most of this game, and then they just kind of was like, all right, we're in double overtime. We might as well win. And then they won. Yeah, that's, I mean, A&M, I mean, they're 13-4, but man, have they not been playing like 13-4? Yeah, shut up, bro. But, yeah, Tennessee, both these teams aren't really going anywhere. I think obviously, I think Tennessee's better than the Aggies, but that's not a big, that's not a big thing. That's not big. So, it be what it be. I really thought Louisville had this in the bag, considering they were up, I think it was 12 at one point. Yeah, what happened? I don't know what happened. Desmond Ritter. But this Louisville team was just like, they were up, and then they never came back. They just kind of gave up. So I think it's a big reason why Louisville's been losing games. They start out super hot. Then they just give up. Yeah, Virginia just played better. They're probably the best team in the ACC right now besides Duke because they're Duke, yeah. So, yeah, good win for Virginia, especially in
Speaking of really good wins.
we're going to get into a section of the video I like to call chaos. Iowa State, number 2 in the nation. There were some concerns, obviously, that they could be having, some big losses here down the stretch. Now, I was of the firm belief that Arizona State, Iowa State was a great team. Not an elite team, but a great team. I would like to scratch that off, put it in the trash can. Yeah, erase that pick. That was pathetic. I think that's the best way to put it. This was a Penn State type of game. That's actually the best way to put it because they got outperformed in everything. And I mean, Kansas is not big. They got great shooting, but they are not a big team, and they were just bullying them in the paint. I don't know what they were doing. Darren Peterson didn't even play that many minutes. He played 27 minutes, put up 16 points, which led Kansas, by the way. But, yeah, I mean, an absolute shellacking of the number 2 team in the nation. And don't worry, it gets worse for Iowa State. This was a fantastic game. Absolutely cinema game. There's a reason why the SEC is kind of the conference to beat besides the Big Ten because they've been having so many of these games. Ole Miss, after being shafted in the past few games because they have been, went against Georgia. Georgia is a very good team, but I think that first of all, Ole Miss is Georgia's number, football and basketball now. That was completely unrelated. I just thought that off the top of my head. Yeah, but, yeah, Georgia, I mean, they just got outplayed in the second half, and it felt like going into OT, they kept it interesting. It's just that Ole Miss just had played better once they got into the second half. They were just a better team. Looked like Georgia was more fatigued. It was a big part of the loss. So, Vandy is no longer undefeated. They played also pathetic. Not really as pathetic because Texas is probably the most underrated team in the SEC. But, I mean, you're 16-0, number 10 in the nation. You should not be losing by 16 to Texas. Texas is a football school. Let's get that straight. Yeah, 80 points for Texas. I mean, Vandy with 64. That's about how much they get each game. It's just that the defense was not there for Vandy, something that's been there all, season. That's a good question. But I think that I mean, it doesn't get better for Vandy because you're going to see in a couple slides they lost again. It's Iowa. They're joining Iowa State in that kind of departure. Another team ranked going down. The nerds at Stanford got it done. They calculated the velocity, determined the hypotenuse, and put it in the basket. North Carolina's defense is terrible. It may be the worst one out of a ranked team I've seen. 90 points is great, but you let up 95 against Stanford. I think Stanford is a very good team, but also they're not going anywhere. I think that if we're in North Carolina, this game's a blowout. So Caleb Wilson just can't do it on his own. There's Caleb Wilson and Harry. Or Henry, Harry, however you want to say that. You got those two, and that's it. That's all you got for North Carolina. So, also, I'm pretty sure for North Carolina, there's also another loss in here for them. So, yeah, it's been interesting in college basketball. Once again, Virginia win. This team has been impressive. This is unlike Virginia football. That was pathetic. That was sad. SMU has been a sharpshooting of a team, probably the best sharpshooting team besides Duke in the ACC, and Virginia shut them down. Great win for Virginia, especially in a game they were projected not to win because SMU was on a hot streak. But Virginia went in there, got the win, 16-2. There's not much to say. They're just playing good basketball. This is why I said Tennessee is not that impressive. Now, Kentucky is good. I would like to say that right now. Kentucky is a very good team. I agree. I think Kentucky's a very good team. But Tennessee was up, I believe, 14 points at one point in the second half. And they lost. At home. You can't do that. I think that Kentucky is also just not a great team this year, despite being 12-6. They just are not going anywhere because they've had too many games in which they just play terrible. And they've also had games that they play like this. So, it's indicative of how far Kentucky's fallen. I think Kentucky at one point was like a top dog, and now they're surviving against number 24 Tennessee, who I believe is not ranked anymore. So Tennessee, coming off, I believe it was a close win, loses, and I believe they're outside the top 25, if my memory serves me correctly. Another close game. Now, these two always play each other tough in Georgetown and UConn. UConn has sneakily been playing really good. Same thing with Purdue, which we will get to, I believe. But I think that Georgetown, for some reason, has only played, or not 9 games. They're 9-9. I'm sorry. They've just been playing these types of games where they're not really doing much, but they're keeping it interesting, and that's what they did. UConn is a defensive team. Let's get that straight. They're a very defensive team. They're the same as Arizona. If those two would play, that'd be absolute cinema. But UConn just sneaking out the win. Georgetown, over the past few years, has just been playing UConn tough. Doesn't matter what rank they are. So, I mean, just once again, the big dog takes down the little puppy. So, that's yeah. Oklahoma blew a lead against Alabama. Why does this sound so familiar? That would be correct. Once again, Bama is just not impressing me. Obviously, they did win, but you should not be down 11 at half against Oklahoma. I'm sorry. In a good win, because obviously they did come back and win, but Oklahoma is one of the, I'd say, worst teams in the SEC. So it's not that impressive. So, I mean, obviously, they played with fight, with vigor. They had an 11-point. Yeah. But they had an 11-point lead at halftime. Just couldn't finish the job, and that's what Bama can capitalize on. They shot well. Their defense did enough, and that's what they need if they want to win games. Iowa State just lost to a pathetic team in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, heading into this game, had one win against a the top conferences, like Big 12, Big 10, stuff like that. And they just the score doesn't represent how not close this was. Iowa State, second straight loss. I don't know what they're doing because they're not doing much. I'll tell you what. 34 from Mikola Havlicek. I believe that's how you say it. I might be wrong. But Iowa State, they just need to get back on a winning streak. I believe they're 9th now. That's how far they've fallen. And, I mean, they still only have, I believe, 2 or 3 losses. So they need to get back on that winning streak. the Commodores joined them with a second loss. I'm very hopeful for Florida. I think this team can finish top 5 still. So I think Vandy is obviously still a very good team, but I always thought Florida was a better team. They were just on a cold streak, and now they're, I believe, at least 15th. So the Commodores, this was a game they should have won on paper because top 10, you had the record. It's just Florida's such a talented team. They're like Kentucky if Kentucky won games. So, yeah, I mean, this was a game that just went down to who was better, just flat out better, and Florida was at the end of the day. So that's what it came down to. Arkansas is a joke. There's a reason. I don't know how they're ranked because they are somehow. But Georgia got a big bounce-back win coming off the loss and a 14-point win. Arkansas is just not a very good team. They're just not winning the games they're supposed to win. Now, granted, this one you can't really say that because Georgia is a good team, but there have been games where there have been games that they're supposed to win and they just haven't. And especially down, 13.5, you're probably not coming back if you're Arkansas because they rely on the 3 a lot. So, Georgia, just a good win, especially at home. As I said, North Carolina has been, fallen recently. They fell again, 17 points in the first half. They tried to mount a comeback. Can't do that when you're down 17. I don't think this North Carolina has the, depth, A, to do this, and B, the three-point shooting ability to do it. So, yeah, North Carolina wasn't coming back. I watched the first half of this game, saw a 17-point lead, and said goodnight. So, North Carolina does not impress me right now. I remember they went down to the wire against Ohio State, a good but not great team, and they're losing against good but not great teams. I don't think this team goes very far, although Caleb Wilson is still very good at basketball. So, there's a lot of basketball to talk about. I just realized this. Another upset, a second loss for a team. BYU falls to Texas Tech. Texas Tech is either going to win by 15 against, a top 10 team, or they're losing by 15 against a top 10 team in the nation. So, that's interesting dynamic. I think Texas Tech is the most well-rounded team, which sounds familiar because of football. But the thing is that you need a top-tier player, and Texas Tech doesn't really have that. They're impressive, yes, but especially against beating A.J. DeBonsta. But, and bad, by the way. Very bad. But, and they showed they're just a better team than BYU right now. Kind of like in football. So, J.D. Toppin, 27-12. Pretty good. Especially for college basketball. But Texas Tech just owns BYU this year. Another OT loss. I'm so disappointed in this team because we're like 2-5 in Mountain West play, and we should at least, if we win these types of games, we're like 5-2. But there's 4-3, 5-2, something like that. But we just can't close out a game. We could come back from down 20, but as soon as we get into overtime, you can kiss that game goodbye. We're the Penguins of college basketball. UNLV is not an impressive team this last. I was not impressed by them. We just played worse than them. That's all I really got to say. It was a close game throughout. Just UNLV able to sneak it out. This is the worst team in the Big Ten. It's genuinely sad. 0-7 in Big Ten play. UCLA was just a better team. Josh Reed is elite. Just a game Penn State never had full control of. You're going to see that later again. It's a key theme. And, just Penn State, not a good basketball team right now. We got a Mountain West win. I haven't felt this since the first game, so it's kind of nice. But this game, I'm also not very impressed because Colorado State is also 2-5 in conference play, and we only beat them by 6 at home. So that's rough. Now Dylan Andrews with 21, he was shooting very well. I believe he was 8 for 9, so good for him. But we need a big step up in play if we want to beat the top dogs, and we're not playing up to that level. I should not. This hurt my soul to watch. Down 30 at the half, 56 points for Maryland. Now, Maryland, I would like to say, they have 2 losses against Penn State ever at home. So, that makes it feel a little bit better. But, there was just, no shot. We just played bad the entire game. Defense was non-existent. Offense was non-existent. We outscored them in the second half, but I would say, they also, I believe, put their backups in for 90% of the second half, and we had our starters in, and they only outscored them by 7. So, Yeah, this Penn. Yeah, just not good for Penn State. We're much better at home. I just heard SpongeBob noises, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, it's because of Penn State. But the fact that Arkansas is ranked in this game is I should change the color. Absolutely blasphemous. If they don't hit a 3, they are not winning this game because their defense is non-existent. Their in the paint is non-existent. I think Vandy, despite having 2 straight losses, is still a very good team. This is a team that can definitely bounce back, especially away. Yeah, I think Vandy is just a much better team. I think Arkansas probably should not be ranked. Maybe they should move Miami of Ohio up, who's undefeated. So, that's interesting call by the committee. But I'm giving it to Vandy, and you haven't heard from him in a while. Aaden gets to come up to the stand. Do you got the Commodores or the Razorbacks?
This is going to be a close game. 2 teams who are not really on key with what they could be. I'm going to agree with Kolstin here. The Commodores are the are the better well-rounded team. I think this team is they're just well-rounded enough. Exactly 50% from the field from Tanner. A cuff. He's going to have to step up in this game. I don't know how this team is favored in this game after some of the games that they've played. You can watch a top 20 matchup for $18, by the way. It's actually a pretty good deal. North Carolina and Virginia. I think Virginia is one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now, and I'm going to stick with them. Well, I'm not going to go up against undefeated teams. North Carolina's on a slide. Virginia's on a hot streak. Give me the Ritter over Wilson in points. That's my hot take.
Now, this will be a hot take. If you can't tell by me changing my color, I think you know who I'm picking. North Carolina needs a bounce back, and they need it bad. They have been losing games that they shouldn't have lost. And this team is still very talented. It's just they have not been playing up to par. I think Caleb Wilson averaging a double-double shows that. But, they need to win this game if they want any chance at just being in maybe like the ACC tournament because there's so many teams ahead of them because they've been losing these important games. But they just need a big-time win. This would be it. So I think this game will be very good. I think North Carolina has been playing up to teams' opponents. They just haven't been able to finish the job. And I'm going to take them here in a close one. This will be a fantastic game. We got 2 big teams in the paint. Like big teams. Like they're very tough, physical, stuff like that. I think Illinois is probably the most slept-on team. Now, 11, I think they were a little bit high, despite the fact that they are. Yeah, it kind of contradicts. But they haven't been playing. They've been flying under the radar. I think both these 2 teams have, despite Purdue being number 4. Because when have we last talked about a Purdue game? Probably the Penn State one. So, I think that this game will be much better than people expect. It either will end in a Purdue blowout or a close Illinois win. But if I had to put my chips on the table, I am going to take Purdue. I think at home, Purdue is deadly. They're just that's Big Ten. But this is just a Purdue team that should not. Yes, their one loss is to Iowa State. They got shafted in that game. They got destroyed. But I think this Purdue team, both these teams play roughly the same. It would not be shocking to me if Illinois wins. I'm just going to take Purdue based off the fact that they just have been looking better. Illinois has been winning games by, let's say 5 to 9 points. Purdue has been winning by, 10 to 19. So I think when it comes down to it, yeah, it is like that. It's in the 10s range. But I think Illinois is a pretty good team. I think they're probably – you could argue they are the second best team in this conference. Actually, Michigan exists. Third best team in this conference. But no, you could argue they're better than Michigan State. Illinois, I think you can argue they're better. So, I think what – I would not. I'd probably go In no particular order: Purdue, Michigan, Illinois.
In no particular order, you're supposed to rank them.
Whatever, bro. Probably like because Michigan lost to Nebraska, and obviously Nebraska's undefeated, but Michigan's so good, bro. I'd probably go Purdue, Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State. Probably.
You're picking big teams for Illinois.
Probably. Illinois looks really good. So we got off topic. But I'm going to take Purdue. They play roughly the same. It's just I think Purdue is a lot more dominant when it comes to their wins. And they're going to try and show it here because last time they played in a big moment, they crapped the bed. So, yeah, I mean, that's a rough loss. And he gets to go back up here. Top 11, almost top 10. I wish it was top 10, but top 10 in our hearts, yeah. Top 11 matchup. The Boilermaker. Oh, so many 11s, but I don't know. I was going to say what number that was, but I got no clue what number that was. So, yeah. But Purdue and the Fighting Illini. Aaden, who you got in this Big 10 matchup? Not 11, 10.
All right, we're back after the cut. Sorry about that. We had some mic difficulties. Kolstin, I'm not sure if it's a big shock. It's not a shock because I'm picking the favorites and I'm sticking with Purdue. When you think of big physical, when you think of Big 10, you think of Purdue basketball. You know, maybe Michigan State, but you get the big guy. I'm talking historic-wise. You get your big guys in the paint, and you're gonna out-rebound them, and that's gonna be the key. I love both of these teams. I think these two teams could very well meet in, dare I say, the Final Four.
I wish we were in episode 12 because it's a top 12 matchup.
You could say, oh, wait, we are in episode 11. Yeah. I forgot the episode number. Well, we'll talk about it. Episode 12. Yeah. Be there.
Stay tuned.
Well, I can't give it away by changing my color. Spoiler alert, it'll be red. If you know me, you know my pick. If you don't, give me the Cougars. I think this is the best basketball team. If you put them up against an Iowa State. You would put them up against a Purdue, a Nebraska. They're undefeated. What do you mean they're nothing? Arizona. You put this team up against Arizona, I think they have the best pound-for-pound shot. Yes. If you can out-rebound a team, you've definitely got a shot in the game. You have to make your pick. Here's Kolstin with his dumb pick. Hi.
Can I just get the mic, bro? I mean, I'm just not even going to sugarcoat it. As much as I hate Houston, Texas Tech is so unpredictable to the fact that I cannot pick them unless they just start winning against these big teams. But they're so unpredictable that I just can't. It's going to come down to rebounding. And obviously, Toppin is averaging a double-double. His draft stock is rising. But technically, on paper, Houston is out rebounding them. So this is an important game, obviously. Both teams. Yeah, that will be. But obviously, one of these, you could have Texas Tech jump Houston in the standings. And I think, they can't. Oh, they can't jump BYU. I lied. I'm sorry. Texas Tech wins this game. They can jump. My words have been so bad this episode. Yeah. Okay, bro. We've had the same picks, but Texas Tech can jump both BYU and Houston with a win. Houston. They can jump both of them with the win. Okay. Let's just get the facts straight here. But I'm gonna take them.
Wisconsin by $1 billion.
I agree. Penn State is the worst team in the Big Ten, and it's not necessary. That's an understatement. Yeah. You honestly could. They are 9-9, but they've lost like 20 straight. Yeah, it's been rough for the Nittany Lions. Yeah, I mean Wisconsin should go in here and have some fun. That's
The same thing about Michigan State, though.
yeah, and then they lost to Michigan State. So what? We still lost. But
You are there's no
we lost to Michigan State.
you and me went out on the court. We lost to 45 to a top 10 team.
Yeah, by 2. But I have a feeling. Do you want to come up, or do I just need to circle Wisconsin and move on? Okay. Censor warning.
I haven't swore once this episode. Give me the Badgers.
They also beat Michigan, by the way. Wisconsin beat Michigan.
They did and beat Michigan. The reason I'm picking Wisconsin is because they play Penn State.
That's a pretty good reason.
You know that reason might have been. I didn't clearly. You guys didn't see that?
I'll be sure to cut that out.
Thanks, Dwayne. Aw.
Is that Boise State Broncos basketball I see?
I'm going with some sort of orange. The reason I'm not going with orange because there's no brown. I just can't pick you guys. This is not a hate watch.
No, I understand it.
The Hawaii Pacific Sharks. I bring this up every week, and I'm going to keep bringing it up until March Madness. The Hawaii Pacific Sharks. Plus, I think you guys will get out-rebounded. Wyoming is a pretty all right team. You guys are equal. You both suck in conference. I wonder who Kolstin's going to pick. Boise.
Boise by 50 billion. If we do not win this game, that's pretty sad. Wyoming is on a losing streak. Boise State's on a 1-game winning streak, so it's not really a streak, but you get my point. Yeah, Boise won a game, so we have to win the rest of the year. That's how the logic works. So give me Boise. Obviously, I'm mostly doing this out of bias, let's be real. But I think we can very well beat Wyoming. Granted, I can't watch this game because it's on the Mountain West Network. Why would they do that? But,
Because nobody wants to watch 10-8 Boise versus 11-7 Wyoming.
what's wrong with you? I think,
What's wrong with you? Darts is better.
I believe Dylan Andrews is his name. Coming off a 21-point game in which he shot 8 for 9. Oh, it's right there. Wait, I'm stupid. Sorry. I guess it doesn't say his first name, but yeah. Yeah, unless there's 2 Andrewses, which there isn't. So I'm going to take Boise State. I think that's a pretty safe pick. If we lose this game, you can host next week. This is the game.
Yeah, Air Force. I salute.
Air Force is terrible. They're 3-15, 0-7 in Mountain West play. Now, we may be bad, but we're no Air Force. So they got...
Penn State is. I don't know what you guys are powerful.
Yeah, if we lose this game, sell the team, just quit the team. Everybody, just give up. You just fire the coach. Put that city on. If you pick Air Force, I'm gonna have to insert it. It's gonna, But we're at home. We play Air Force. Do I have to? They got more important concerns than basketball. That's my pick. They got to focus on Greenland right now, okay? So, unironically, Boise by 30.
The Air Force is going to Greenland because they are going to be taking a lot of greens up the butt. Green shots is in 2K, just to explain.
watching this game because I will somehow...
You're going to watch this game.
Yeah. I need to see my team win. I need to feel better than
You're sick. You yell at me for watching darts, and you want to watch 3-15 Air Force.
I swear to God if Air Force wins.
That's done with the predictions. I'm going to talk about darts. So, Kolstin, go do what you want. If you want to go use the restroom, go use the restroom. Or you can... Thank you. No. So, if you missed it, mighty Michael Van Gerwen wins the Bahrain Darts Masters. He had a pretty easy path whenever you think about it. He went up against Gerwin Price in the semis, and he went up against Jan Van Veen in the finals. Kolstin's dancing around in the background. He needed this. He hasn't won a major tournament in a while. The marker fell off the desk. He needed this win. He's been in a slump. Good for him. I personally like him. I always root for him because, you root for the all-time greats. Kolstin's getting a nice drink of Mountain Dew. But Luke Littler getting knocked out in the second round to Gerwin Price. It's a big shocker. I believe Littler will play Gian Van Veen in the quarterfinals of the Saudi Arabia Darts Masters, which I'm going to give my pick. Does not count against my record. I'm going to pick, with how he's been playing, I just got to go Gian Van Veen. He's gotten second in every tournament. Now, he does have a really tough draw. If he can get past Luke Littler, he's going to win it all. The winner of that quarterfinal is going to win it all in Saudi Arabia. That's going to do it for the MC report. For me, I'm Aaden Stevens. I'm going to let Kolstin actually sign us off. Darts is a real sport. He's mad.
I am not mad, by the way. It's just a pathetic sport. We're gonna take this off the slide for viewer engagement. So thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I don't.
You want to talk about viewer engagement, please take the airport.
What can I say? Anyway,
Plus the national anthem.
I have to go back to slide.
I will put up the national.
No, fine, whatever. Thank you guys. So I believe it's. Oh, you remember the slide? I thought it was slide 7. Anyway, I feel like I don't say this often. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I need to self-plug, obviously. What's the dream thing? It's like only a small percentage of my viewers are subscribed. So it's free. Like and subscribe. Unironically though, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification. Is that still a thing? The notification bell. Do that, I guess. Yeah, Natty tonight. You should watch this because I might post it tonight. It's either getting posted tonight or tomorrow, so maybe you'll know who. Yeah. So Stephen A. Smith is scared for Miami. I can't connect that to anything. Yeah, I am too. That's what we'll connect it to. But that'll do it. Episode number 11. I don't have anything else to say. See ya.